Tonight's episode of New York Revival is dedicated to Coach Mike Leach. Peace and blessings. It is your boy, Eli Rax, a.k.a. Vibes, and welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brothers tonight. You guys know the drill, man. Of course you know who this is. And that's Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's Spee if you nasty now.
That's new. That's a new.
Yeah, I like that. I like that thing. And over here, remix. El Jefe, aka White Jersey, aka Blue Jersey, aka Damn it, Daniel. And we are all in the building tonight. And of course, man, if you don't got your drinks, man, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you guys, but hit that thumbs up, share, and subscribe to the Revival Gang. You guys know what this is, man. We up in here, baby. If you don't got your apparel, I don't know what to tell you, but we are here today, man. But let's go around the room, of course, man. And I'm going to start with El Jefe, man. How was your weekend?
Don't mind me, just trying to figure out how cameras work and mirroring it. Somewhere in there is our logo. I'm not a smart man.
I'm not a smart Listen, man, I just want to say Hefe's famous, man. He's on NFL Network. He's doing his thing, man.
I got to say something. Spiro and Eli, I tweeted it, but something cool happened at the game going into me and Spiro tailgated the whole morning together and stuff. And then we lost each other at the security line when we went our separate ways. But in that security line, by the way, it takes way too long to get into the stadium.
Oh, the worst.
25, 30 minutes of just staying there. Anyway, all of a sudden I'm talking to my boys and I hear, "Damn it, Daniel." And it's like some girl, like a couple people back, and she was like, "I thought that was you." And she like reached her hand out and she was like, "I love your videos. I love Revival." I was like, that is what's up.
You're famous.
Right,
you made it now. You made
it, brother, man. Yeah. Congratulations, man. I mean,
all over the place. Love this.
You deserve it, rightfully so. You spend so much time in the Giants community. So round of applause for El Jefe. Every week, man. He's killing everything, man. Round of applause. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. Man.
That's why I'm drinking water tonight. Now you're thinking, wow, that is very off character for you, Jeff, and you would be right. But it was a long weekend and a long Sunday. So I'm going to take it easy until Thursday night, I think. That's my goal.
Yeah. Dude, great minds think alike, because I've been, look at this. When do you ever see us
both of us?
Both of us? Come on.
That's insane.
But
that's insane.
You know, the stuffy nose is coming in now, like getting the sore throat. You know, we're out there in the damn rain / snow.
Nasty.
Just miserable during, the tailgate was awesome. But you know, the fucking game sucked.
We didn't feel any pain out there.
Yeah. By that time we were drunk. But man, listen, flushed that game. It's out. It's out of the system. We're gonna talk about it tonight. But flush that game out of our system, and it's on to the game of the year, part 2.
Well said.
That is awesome. And guys, listen, man, I just want to just jump right into it. Man, my weekend, my weekend was great, man. But I'll tell you,
you had a good party, huh? You had a good party.
Man, it's funny. It's funny you said that. But listen, guys, I had my job's Christmas party that came up. Went with the wife, had a great time. Man, what I tell you, there was fireworks, open bar, all the food you can eat. And we had a ball, man. We kind of felt like we were young again almost. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, beautiful thing.
We was out there taking pictures. There was runway, minus the runway, but it felt like it. But we had a great time. So shout out to the missus, man. Awesome. And we hope to do that again, man, because again, that kind of opened up the doors to kind of like, you know what, man, let's do this again. Let's get all dressed up and snazzy and do it. Dude, I'm telling you,
I don't want to come. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'm in.
They're coming, guys. We're gonna have to get some Revival pictures for next year. I'm telling you. It is the greatest party. It's the greatest on earth. I am telling you. You're going to see the Revival boys there. And yeah, they don't have to work for the company. They're going to work for that company that night. How about that?
Exactly.
So,
give me one of your old badges.
I'm Louis' cousin.
I got you.
I'm
Say no more.
Queens line.
Say no more. Listen, man, I got a few for you. Don't worry. I'll give you a couple of the badges you guys are in. All right. That's it. But guys, well, thank you, man. Listen, let's go through it. Let's jump right into it, man. We had a big game, and boy, it was a tall hill to climb. And the Giants lost 44-22. Guys, if I didn't get that score right, let me know. But man, it was
100.
Can you say
it was 144?
I think it was like there might have been 8 in there or 4. Who knows, man? It was bad.
Let's go around it. You guys were actually there, man. And I'm gonna start with Mr. Glass Half Full, man. How did you feel about that game, man? And let's go through it, man. What is your thoughts?
I mean, listen, I said before the week that it was a measuring stick game. And we are clearly, when you look at the measuring stick, we're way behind where the Eagles are, man. We are so far behind. And again, I don't think it's a knock. That's not a knock. We are in year 1 of a rebuild. They are there, man. They are the Super Bowl contending, one of the best rosters in the league. Like it is what it is. You know, we got outclassed. I can count. There was 3 game-changing plays in my opinion, and that's all it took to just let it go off the rails. It was the special teams. 2 special teams plays, the fucking drop kick punt, which I'd never seen in my life before. Which we'll go over that later. The Boston Scott return after the touchdown, when we just start to get back in, it takes the life right out of him again. And then Julian Love probably made the worst play of his of this season for sure.
Soft.
He went for the pick, just totally misplayed it. And then, those 3 plays turned this thing into a shit show real quick. And, we were quickly outclassed. But again, like I said, I flushed that shit now.
He's spot on. Only thing I'll add is there wasn't 30 seconds where you felt like the Giants were in that game.
Nope.
The crowd was not into it for 3 seconds, man. Like I said, the security line took so long that we actually watched the first possession from the line on the way in. And then, the Giants punted, Eagles go score a touchdown. So it was like worst case to start the game pretty much. And then they just never stopped. Like there was never a moment where it's like, all right, the Giants are fighting. They're alive. No. We're in this thing. It wasn't like that. So,
and they're not built to play that kind of game either.
No,
it was
a
worst
barometer.
Scenario.
It's going to take a long time for the Giants to build their roster. Eagles are going to be good for a while now. And we're going to get into that with a little fun with Coach Dabes later and what he's thinking. So I'll save that.
I totally agree. And guys, man, you guys are spot on with this, man. I mean, this team has so much to do as far as roster, right? So you could tell, I don't know if it was out coached per se. There's a couple spots in there where you get like, man, they got out coached on that call or they got out coached on this call. But I just think the roster and the talent wasn't there at this point. This should tell you that the Giants has a long ways to go as far as getting better or being competitive in this division. Yes, the record's the record as far as this year, but man, they have still a long ways to go. And that's still a testament to the coaches to win this many games and then get to the best of the best and then just kind of crap the bed on that. But Joe Shane has his hands full this offseason and for off seasons to come, man.
Eli, man, let's not make a mistake. Let's not make a mistake. We are a bottom 10 roster still. Like this is, we don't have a good roster. Like the wins aside, we've got great coaching. Like they have a top 3 roster, and I don't even think it's arguable. And you saw the difference, man. You saw the difference. And I put out a tweet about it. We had about 15 off the street free agents playing in that one of the biggest games of the season. That you can't win that game.
You're never gonna sustain that way. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we have the worst roster in the division. So we have a long way to go. Even Washington has a better roster. It's not that debatable. Giants have so much work to do that it's going to take 2 more phenomenal drafts and really smart free agent and contract managing to get us even close to where Philly is now. Philly's been building this for a while and they are set up, man. They have a top 5 pick that they're going to add to this roster. So they're going to be good. They're going to be good for a while. And I know Daniel Jones was trending. Daniel Jones was trending today because when is he not trending? But I forget who made a really good point, how people would, and all I said was, and I just want to clarify because this tweet went ballistic today. I said, if I know one thing about Daniel Jones this season, it's that I've learned absolutely nothing about Daniel Jones this season. And like, there's a lot of different ways to read that. But like what I was going for was that we still don't have a conclusive answer. And that's kind of what we hoped for going into last year, let alone this year. So it's like it's still a bad line and there's still no weapons. So we still can't give a fair evaluation. So you either love them, you hate them, or you're on the fence. Or if you're just like me, you're just a Giants fan and you just want this shit to like resolve, right? Like we're just always kind of kick the can.
Nobody's wrong. Speculation at this point. Like we don't know because it's just a shit show. Every year it's a shit show. And
I understand if you support him because he's been dealt a horrendous hand and he's flashed a lot of good things. I completely understand if you want to move on because you haven't seen enough and it's been 4 years. No one's wrong.
No.
When the Giants are winning games consistently, we won't have to fight like this. So when the roster is up to speed, we won't have to.
I totally agree. And it comes to the offseason of whether they're going to pay Daniel Jones or not, right? Or is the franchise tag going to be enough? Now, the Giants aren't in complete cap hell, but they're not in a good situation still anyway. You know what I mean? So it depends if you want to. Yeah, it's going to take some time, guys. And if you're going to dedicate that much money to the quarterback position and you still don't know what you've seen flashes, right? But we still don't know at the end of the day. It's just hard to give someone that contract when you just don't know. And I'm sure that I'm sure that the head office Joe Shane is thinking like, man, we're just fans, guys. You know what I mean? But if he's thinking the same thing we're thinking, as hypothetically speaking, is like, hey, we don't have enough on this guy to give him a contract, then I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm okay. You know what I mean? The only thing I'm not okay with is you guys just belittling each other, insulting each other in these chats.
Come on, people.
You guys got to take it easy, man. We all want the same results, right? But at the end of the day, let's not get tied up to a player because at the beginning of the season, we were all saying, you know what? We're not married to any player. We just want them to win at the end of the day. So guess what? I just want them to win. Guys,
can I expand on that? So yeah. I think where it gets confusing is that like people that there's some people like myself that want to see him sign for 2 years. I know he's not the guy, but in my mind, I think that's the best way to keep a little bit sustained success going while finding your next guy. But people like me get labeled as like a Stan or a fucking DJ Truther or whatever the hell. No, I think that's the best way for this team to go forward. It doesn't mean I love DJ. Like let's clear this up here. I'm not a DJ lover. I just think that's the best way for sustained success. Sustained success. Sustained success.
Listen, you're closer to a DJ lover than I am, and even I would admit that DJ is the best option for next year. It seems like if you want to stay 500 or above and continue to build the roster, it's just what's the dollar amount? Like
depends the price.
If DJ was in his third year, I don't think anyone's trying to replace him. You just keep building the roster. The problem is the contract. That's where the argument comes in. Because he's done enough to build around him, but now he's due to get paid. What do you pay a guy that hasn't shown it yet because he hasn't had this round? It's like it's a tough situation.
Set your number, and then if he wants to get more than that, toodles. Like
I love when Spiro ends on toodles. Absolutely, it's one of my favorite things that he does.
So, guys, listen, I'm gonna leave this for the chat. Okay, good.
Very last thing on this. Just because if the Giants wind up signing DJ for 2 years with a third-year option, whatever it may be, that doesn't mean they can't draft a quarterback in the draft. Yes. And somebody brought up today in this numerous chats today how the Eagles had Carson Wentz, who was only a year or two off of that MVP campaign before he got really hurt, and they did pick up Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts was not the guy right away, but it worked out. It's okay. And they flipped Carson Wentz for a first and a third or something like that. Mm-hmm. So having a lot of good young quarterbacks in the building is a great thing. It's the most valuable position. So it doesn't mean that they're married to Daniel Jones forever if they extend him. So
Dak also replaced Tony Romo. And he was a 4th round pick. You don't have to get a 1st round pick. You can find your guy at some point in the next 2 years while you have, and again, I say the best way to get a new job is have a job while interviewing. And I think the best way to get a new quarterback is have a quarterback while trying to develop your second one. So
right. Sorry, Eli, I just wanted to throw that out there.
No. I totally agree with you guys because the Giants can actually do that in the draft, right? I mean, most of these quarterbacks that are coming out of the draft are kind of like, yeah, we don't know. They're okay. They just don't have it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somebody's going to fall to where the Giants can go, you know what? Let me just kick some tires and see if this is the guy and spend a draft pick. And what if he pans out to be that Dak? What if he pans out to be that Hurts? You know what I mean? So we have some quality quarterbacks there. It's just, can you develop them? You know what I mean? And I think this coaching staff can. But again, if not, you still have Daniel Jones could be that bridge guy. You know what I mean? To come in and sustain those wins that that Spiro was saying. So I totally agree. Anything can happen at this point. Anything can happen.
I trust Joe Shane. I trust Joe Shane and I trust Dable. Whatever they decide to do, if they cut Daniel Jones tomorrow, I'd be like, all right, man, you have conviction. I'm down with it. Like, I trust him. But we can all have opinions. That's it. Everybody, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
They all stink.
Let me tell you what really summed up this game. And Spiro, if you don't mind getting ready, man. What summed up this game for this Giants loss, man? Can we play that video, please, for the people?
Oh, I mean, listen, this is one of the plays I've never seen in my life before. Let's cue it up.
Jamie Gillan, the punter, gets the snap, and he will drop it on the ground accidentally and then kick it off the ground. Watch the
You never seen that.
It barely goes
never seen it in your life.
You just don't. You just don't see this. Hear this in slow mo. It's even worse.
It's almost impressive. It's impressive a little bit. He was able to get it off.
And he had the nerve to still kick it. Like, listen, man, you want to talk about like he had the nerve to still kick it. The gigantic sack of the week is whoever the hell that guy is, all right? I don't even want to know your name no more. Listen, man, let me tell you one thing, all right? You're a bum. This is something that you make a living off of. You make a living off kicking the ball, and you couldn't even kick it, let alone catch it. What the hell is wrong with you? You need to get put on the bench forever. You need to go bag some groceries forever. I so pissed me off seeing that because I was like, this is the huge turning point of this game. You're a bum. What is he, the Scottish Hammer? Man, you
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe want a Scottish dancer or something. I don't even know what it is. You can't even kick the ball. You get paid millions of dollars to kick the ball. You couldn't even kick the ball. I'm sorry.
Well, listen, it was 14-0 at that point. You're getting the ball back. Who knows what happens? The game, literally, that was it. That was literally the game over after that. But it's bad when a fellow Scotsman like Lawrence Tynes was like, what the fuck was this? Even he's like, I have no words for this.
For him to throw a Scotsman under the bus.
A fellow Scotsman say that, man. That's just it's bad.
That was bad. And the game was 14-0. 14-0 at that time, I believe. It wasn't it wasn't the doors weren't blown off yet. Like it was
not at that time.
I mean, it was trending that way.
They were probably going to get blown off anyway, but that just along the whole fucking.
There's no excuse for that because he did catch it and then he dropped it. It was very cold. It was very cold and wet out there.
Dude, it's just like every time we play Philly, there's always an embarrassing moment, whether it's Matt Dodge, whether it's Deshaun Jackson, I think his name is, running for the end zone backwards. It's something always crazy that happens to the Giants when we play the freaking Eagles. And here's another one that's going to be played for many years to come by this guy that looked at the ball, studied the ball, and really thought about, man, I'm about to kick this thing far. And boy, he
run at that point.
Like, man, I'm sure the process he was thinking was like, ooh, it's about to be inside the 10. No, it's about to be inside the 2 as it hit the ground. What the hell's wrong with this dude, bro? Oh, my, I'm sorry. That upset me. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm upset
everybody. But the other thing is, you've got to know the rule that you can't drop kick it. Granted, it was a split-second thing. But
right inside, right 2 yards in front of him. That's what happened.
Catch it. Kick it.
That's it.
That's the end of your job.
Hefe, you want to go out there and do this, man? Because it's damn sure it's clear and it's evident that you could kick a ball better than him at this point.
No, like I went to a couple of practices. This guy can kick the ball like 80 yards in the air. He's fucking incredible. And imagine how many times he's punted the ball and never just dropped it. Like he's never done that probably.
That's when you knew. That's when we knew it was like, okay, well, 3 scores? Are we trying to get out 3 scores, or are we going to make it 4 scores? Like we're thinking about exit plan at that point.
And considering I'm still recovering from the field goal attempt, I'm going to need a little time before I punt for this team, right?
Listen, man, I'm voting Lawrence Tynes to be the special teams coordinator for the New York Giants next year. You have my vote. Everybody go out there at Lawrence Tynes right now. It's 4 kicks and tell him. Special teams coordinator for the New York Giants next year. You heard it first.
Back to Jersey,
I don't care how anybody feels. He should be special teams coordinator. Lawrence Tynes, if you're watching, special teams coordinator, that should be you, man. That's what we've done here.
Tell him Revival sent you.
Tell him Revival. Go at him right now on Twitter and tell him to tune into this show that we nominate him to be special teams coordinator next year for the New York Giants. That's it. We're out of here, man.
You can't turn it down. It's an offer you can't refuse. So
you can't refuse when it comes to the Revival guys. Understand? You can't refuse it. All right? But guys, let me say this, man. If I told you, and this is everybody in the chat, I want you to respond to this, and we'll pop it up on the screen, obviously. But if I told you the silver lining, right? Way before the season started, that right now, we don't know what's happening. Way before the season started, that the Giants will be 7-4, or is it 7-5? 7-5-1. I've been drinking. I'm sorry. I told you the Giants were 7-5-1 before the season started, at this point of the season, would you guys sign up for it? And I'm gonna start with you, El Jefe, in the chat. Please put your answers in there.
The answer is absolutely yes. And anybody who says no is full of shit because 7 games was the Vegas line for the season. That's where every fan was kind of landing. 7, a lot of people at 7 is best case, but 7 seemed to be a very fair projection based on a softer schedule, which we did 100% take advantage of. So nobody tell me next year's schedule doesn't matter because that's the only fucking reason we won 7 games. So it matters, but we want to see a little graphic here, Eli? Would you like
to go right ahead? Sure, please.
It's true. It is so true.
On.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful right there.
Spot freaking on. And let's try Mr. Glass half full, man. Way before the season started.
Dude.
How would you feel, man, if I told you the Giants were 7-5-1 without knowing the season started?
Yeah. You would have been hard-pressed to find anybody that had 8 wins, 7 to 8 wins. It was mostly 6 and below. Everybody had 6 and below. So if you would have said, drop down from alien planet and come down, Giants are 7-5-1, you'd have been like, oh, that's a pretty good team. Like this is pretty decent. They are in the thick of things. And you would think now on all the spaces and all the forums that we are the worst team in the whole league. Burn everything. I don't know if Joe Shane and Dable are the right guy right now. Like,
that's the
real. Like, dude, I'm going to most of these things. Really?
Well, come on, free. Come on, man. Like we all got into this knowing it was going to be bad year one, and we are ahead of schedule. Like, you see the forest through the trees, man. Come on. Like they gotta chill. Everybody's gotta chill. Let this play out. We have it's still all out in front of this team. They still have a great chance to make the playoffs. And it starts with this Sunday night, man. But it's all right there. It's all right there for them. Losing to the best team in the league is not something that you guys should just, say season's over for. The Eagles are a Super Bowl contender. Nut up, chin up, and get back out there. Like, come on.
You get your ass out there. You find that fucking dog.
And listen, I'll tell you this, man. At the beginning of the season, if you told me the Giants 7-5-1 to start the season, way at this point, I'm signing up for that too. There's no fan in the world that's going to tell me, no, I'm not signing up for that. No, listen, we thought they were going to win 2-3 games, right? 7-5-1, sign me up any freaking day of the week, man. So at this point, Giants fans, calm the hell down. We're still in the thick of things. You know what I mean? Take it easy.
Said, relax.
Somehow, and if we're being realistic, it is year one of a rebuild because we're paying a defensive tackle quarterback money next year. So we're fucked cap-wise. Like we have a lot.
It's year zero. A lot of people say year zero.
Yeah. So not only did we get off to a 7-2 start, and this is why we should have just enjoyed the winning streak. Instead of arguing about Daniel Jones.
I know.
Because now we haven't won in a month and change, and now we have adversity, and now it's hell breaking loose. You should have just.
Now, guys, You know I do this, and I'm gonna just touch the hot topics out of nowhere. It's not in the show notes, obviously.
Here we
I
go.
do this every week. But if Daniel Jones was a dog right now in the middle of the season, he said a Labrador. Let's see if he's right. Would you guys label him a pit bull or a Labrador? Now I'm gonna start with you all, Hefe. Was Daniel Jones being right, calling himself a Labrador, or do you think he's a pit bull? El Jefe, what you got?
I've never seen a human be less of a pit bull in my life. But a Labrador is kind of fair. I mean,
yeah,
he's a nice boy. He's a very nice boy.
Very nice boy.
A lot of
really nice the ball.
Great family dog. They will stick up for you if they have to.
Yes.
They're good size.
I'm not even sure that he will.
They're easy on the eyes.
Sure.
But he
you're right.
He is no pit bull. He is no pit bull.
But listen,
I'm with Gene. He's a golden doodle.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, he's right. He's right.
And Gene was here on time, just for the record. Gene
yes, he was
on time.
Fashionably early. Yeah. Listen, I'll compare this to Eli because Eli looked like a Labrador and a golden retriever on the outside, but inside, you know that picture with the lungs and all the dogs inside, the pit bulls inside. That was Eli. He had the dog inside of him. He was when the game was on the line, he was gonna just let it loose, and he gave zero fucks. And he went after it. We haven't seen that with Daniel Jones. I don't know if he's got it.
Let me play devil's advocate. He got a bunch of fourth quarter comebacks. I think 4 or 5 this season. So is that a dog? Or I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's got a dog in him. It's just not like a badass.
It's not a very, very It's not even like a Doberman Pinscher. I'd say listen. And again, we don't know because he's doing what he can, and he's given the surrounding cast that we always will come back to this. We don't know what he's got very little help.
He's like a rescue. He's like a rescue. Yeah. A rescue golden doodle that you have to pamper.
Hey, I wasn't comparing DJ to Eli. I was saying what Eli would look like on the outside was a very soft,
right. That was our last dog, so we're talking about him.
So let's
calm down, Sarge.
Let's vote right now, and I want the guys in the chat just put up is Daniel Jones just put lab or pit? Let's vote right now, guys. If he's a lab, put lab. If you think he's a pit bull, put pit. Right now,
let's see if we have more than 2. Maybe let's say, do we have 1 pit? You think we get 1 pit out there, guys?
I'm sure we're gonna have probably a bunch of pits for some reason. I have no idea why.
I don't know if this is a typo, but Jerry says he's lit.
He's lit.
He's lit. Okay, we'll say lit. That's like in the middle.
That could be a lab or a pit.
In the middle. But guys, put lab in a pit right now, man. Let's vote real quick, and then we'll come back to it.
Sorry, taking the advice well to calm down. I see.
It's about 25 exclamation points there, Sarge. You're right.
Hey,
you guys are lit today.
All right, we lit. That
out to the chat today.
We have a pit. We have
100% pit. All right.
Do we have another pit? Do we have another pit out there?
He might be a pit bull in some people. I told you.
Going twice.
Let's see if we got. Do we got a lab from anyone? I wonder.
Oh, there's labs all over the place. Yeah.
Say no more.
There's a lot of labs.
Say no more. We're not gonna go. But we'll say pit. All right, so guys, we understand Labrador won in this one. We just didn't put $1 million of it up. Let's say that. But guys,
he does get he gets pumped up after some scores. I've seen him get amped.
I do like
when
that.
The game is on the line. He does get amped up. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe it happens Sunday night, man. Maybe he has his moment. Maybe he gets his first fucking primetime win. I don't know. I don't know if there's enough time. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do. If you just have to do one thing, man. Just go out and have a big win. Give yourself a shot.
I've been waiting for that moment forever. For 4 years, I've been waiting for that moment where he.
Well, the first game. It happened in the first game.
He gazes into my eyes, right, and says, "I got this."
I think it was the first game, though, right?
Hefe had to look away because he know I hypnotize him.
No, right? I'm like, what is my wife doing? I keep hearing this. Sorry.
I want to make eye contact.
I'm waiting for that moment. I just haven't seen it. So for me to expect that he's going to have that moment next week, It ain't gonna happen, man.
Dude, every time we hype
it ain't gonna happen.
Whether it's prime time,
it ain't gonna happen.
Huge game, he just
shout out to Diggs, by the way. Shout out to Diggs.
He's the best.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It's like waiting for Santa Claus to come in your paw. I waited. That's a terrible punchline at myself, by the way. All right, and he's you wanted Santa, but he ain't coming because you're just poor. All right, he ain't coming. Okay. I'm sorry. All
that's,
right?
That's kind of a good analogy because we're very
Daniel Jones ain't coming. He's just what he is right now. Respectfully, yes, he can play the game. He can play in the NFL. He can do exactly, Sarge. Exactly. Who's that? Smooth. I'm sorry. Exactly. Exactly. He's just not coming. I'm just not expecting it anymore. I'm just expecting him to do what Daniel Jones does: get these short completions. Be that stat guy to pad the numbers and then possibly, hopefully, win the game or maybe lose it. He's not going to be the guy.
If he's padding numbers, he's not very good at that either.
No, that's right. Listen, the Kafka's going to go, okay, throw it short. He's going to pad the numbers on these slants, couple of deep routes, and hopefully they win this game. But I'm not expecting Daniel Jones to be I'm not saying he's a Lamar Jackson, but I'm not expecting him to be Pat Mahomes. What separates you guys from?
He's not that guy.
But he's that guy. He's an average guy, right? And I think he's a little bit below. I think he's a little bit below average. You know what I mean? But again, who knows? I don't know. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have that dog in him. I don't know, man. But let's find this before we go into to Daniel Jones mode all over again, guys. We have a nice segment of the show of we do this every week, man. Of what got you pissed? All right. So guys, we're gonna go around the room, go around what's going on in the NFL, also the New York Giants. And just discuss what got you pissed. So I'm gonna start with Mr. Glass Half Full this week because I started with El Jefe last week. So we got to say it together, El Jefe. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What got you pissed,
man?
What got me pissed, man? And we talked about this earlier. Man, our special teams is dog shit. It's absolute dog shit. It's infuriating because they don't give this team a chance. They never give them a spark. Something bad always happens with special teams. Every game, I feel like a Dory Jackson out, a punt return here, a kick return there, a drop kick that essentially ends the game in the Eagles game. Man, get it together, special teams. Get it together. Figure it out, man. Or he's going to be out of a job next year, man. Because you hate to say that. I don't call for people's jobs, but the special teams has been trash, and I guess. That's what happens when your depth is this bad.
That's what I was going to ask you.
This is what happens when you have.
But have they been good with the depth? Look, come on. Have they been good with the depth over the years?
Well, we never had depth actually for the past couple years.
This is the worst. This is probably the worst, right? Let's be honest, right? This is probably the worst depth that we've seen. This is the worst, probably. And the guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is probably the worst depth that we've seen. But let's be honest. When he had better depth on this roster.
It's been dog shit for years and years.
So
and
how
years.
does this guy keep surviving? How does this coach keep surviving?
That's $1 million question for me.
Great question.
Probably that's $1 million question for me. I want one of these stat content creators guys get in there. Correct us if we're wrong here. All right, we don't do the stats. You know what I mean? That's y'all shit.
You don't want to see me when I'm angry there, Sarge.
I gotta see it.
You won't like it.
Man, is Sarge still in there? Hilarious, by the way. But let's go around the room. Smee, I appreciate that. But Smee, now we got to do it El Jefe, man. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
In there.
What got you pissed?
What got me pissed is Eagles fans, and it's just so many things. It starts with Giants fans, and Jerry, I saw you put this in the chat too. It starts with Giants fans selling your tickets to Eagles fans. And I get it was going to be shitty whether you expected a loss, but what kind of fucking fan are you? There was dude, the stadium was so loud after something good happened for the Eagles. It was fucking disturbing. They took over.
I didn't know who it was for. Yeah.
The last thing that pissed me off is them cheering for their team. All they do is spell their team name. And I don't get why that's a cool chant or any. I'd rather you sing a song, that at least has it has some history. That it's a song, and just spelling, like the Jets do the same thing. Just spelling your team name. It's not impressive. It's not cool. It pisses me off because it's fucking annoying, especially when they're whooping your ass and you just hear them spelling Eagles over and over and over. I get it.
And they're like, Eagles! And you're like, that's it? I thought there was more.
Go eat some dog shit off the ground.
You spelled your name.
Stop spelling.
Yeah. It's like third grade kind of shit.
And that's what got me pissed.
Figure it out.
Eli, listen, man.
We'll ask you too, Eli.
Oh, you got to ask. Oh, man.
What got you
pissed, man?
You know what got me pissed, man? The officiating around the NFL league, right? We could talk about the New York Giants overall, how the officiating has been efficient, those, whatever the hell, those games, right? As far as reffing it. Guys, there's a lot of questionable calls and etc. But one of the calls that sticks out to me was not too long ago this past weekend. I believe it was Justin Herbert getting there, that roughing the passer, right? That was a terrible penalty, man. And you want to talk about games on the line. This is what officiating does. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to think, man, like, I wonder if they're getting some money from Vegas or something, man. I wonder if Vegas really has something going on in there. But that's conspiracy theory, Eli. But that's what got me pissed, man. The officiating got to get better. They got to have, and it's something every offseason that they speak about, but it doesn't seem to get better. Like, I'm not expecting a perfect system here, but if something is blatant, like, you guys got to get it together, man. You at the highest level, the highest pinnacle of sports, of football, and you can't get a call right with all the camera angles and etc. that they got going on around the league, and you can't get it right? Like, come on, guys, man. Listen, I understand human error, but come on. There's certain things I got to question, man. Yeah. This is certain things. Yeah. So officiating, man, definitely got me pissed, and they got to definitely look into that in the offseason, man. Get new guys, something. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be better, because to the naked eye, we can tell it's wrong. And
it's the roughing the passer. It's the roughing the passer penalty, especially too. It's nobody knows how to call it. That's just icing
on the cake.
Yeah, they don't know how to call it.
It's just crazy going around the league, man. But that's what got me pissed about this
you're absolutely right, dude. It's ruining the game, because every time it happens where it's super soft call and they're not consistent, because I see some quarterbacks get their head knocked off and there's nothing. But if one of these like Tom Brady gets sneezed on, it gets called. But they're just not consistent. And it's just whenever people go to Twitter and they're like, this is a joke, it needs to be fixed, like everyone agrees it's a common sense thing, and they're still doing it. It's almost like when they allowed DPI to get reviewed a few years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was like, you're ruining the game because you're not overturning the call because you want to like discourage them. Like, it was so obvious that it was broken and they had to fix it. So like, maybe they'll do it with this, but like, they're giving 15 yards out for absolutely nothing.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. And listen, in basketball, I don't know if you guys play ball, but listen, in basketball, the stars get the calls. I get that. Like, it makes sense. But these are two free throws. These penalties where the stars get the call on the quarterbacks, it's 15 yards, a game-changing play, a huge first down. That it changes games. A fouls in basketball, they don't change the game most of the time. It just is what it is. These roughing the passers are changing the game, and it's killing the product, man. Killing the product. I agree.
Yeah, you get one of those soft calls on a third down, and then you turn that into a first down, and you go score. Like, that literally flips the game on its head, like a bad call like that. So
totally, especially on third down. You know, like third down, it's brutal.
Right,
totally agree. You guys hit the nail on the head.
We got some more good stuff.
Let's say this, guys, man, and we're going to do a nice segment that we're going to do every week, guys. Of course, you guys know what this is, man. We've been doing this for a minute now. This is the second week we're doing it and continuing, all right? But, guys, we have a nice segment called What Was He Thinking? All right? So let's drop the video and let's just go into What Was He Thinking?
All right. We're going to Coach Dabes here, okay? We have a nice clip of him on the sideline. Our mics should be unmuted. Let's see. Here he is, guys. He's not having a good day. Game's out of control. Right now, if I had to guess, he's thinking, fuck, this is going to take a couple of years to fix. He's looking over at the other sideline. He's looking at Sirianni, and he's like, you motherfucker, that roster you have over there. Yeah. I'm winning a Super Bowl 10 out of 10 times with that roster. I have Richie James. I have Richie James over here.
Yeah.
I know what he's thinking? He's thinking, man, there's my coach of the year.
There goes my coach of the year.
There goes my coach of the year right there. I'm out the running right now.
Well, like, I think I'm out.
Still got another quarter.
I think he's thinking, like, listen, I should, if it's raining and snowing on me, I should have just stayed in Buffalo. Where got a chance at a ring with Josh Allen. What the hell did I get myself into? What the hell?
That feels so accurate. Well done, guys. I think that's
great job, guys. But listen, man, you want to know something crazy? Even though we're breaking down that video, what is he thinking? We actually got some behind the scenes footage of Dayball and Kafka having this conversation. I don't know, man. You guys want to set this up here? Because this was crazy when you showed me.
Crazy. A lot of people have been up in arms about Kafka and the play calling. Is it the O-line? Is it the talent? Or is the play calling just not where it needs to be? It seems like we lost that mojo, whatever edge we had. So we found this clip of them in a car working it out. So here it is.
It's a wet spring in central Vermont.
God damn it, Haley! The guy pushed me in the damn road! Get over, get off! Get off! Get off! Get off! Son of a bitch! Get off! Get over! Get off! I'm okay! Get off! Fucking shit! I'll get off!
Dude, I mean, listen, that is perfect. That is perfect.
That is awesome.
You have to think that Dable is sitting there on the side as that passenger. He's just like, get off. Get off the damn headset. Get him off the headset. I'm taking over.
That's exactly what's about to happen. If I see another short 3-yard curl at this point, and then a slant, you know what I mean? It's gonna be get off. Just get off.
Dude,
I couldn't believe when I saw that video, guys. I don't know how you obtained that, man. I only New York Revival.
This is rare footage. Rare footage of
Not many people have access to that kind of stuff. We'll tweet that out tomorrow, but we want to give it exclusive to our people in the chat.
Yes,
I totally agree. But guys, let me before we dive into anything, guys, we got to wrap this up, man. We got a big game coming, guys. This is the playoff game. This is the first round right here, guys. And we got Washington. And I think we're at Washington, I believe, this game, if I'm not mistaken. Right, guys? So we got a huge game coming up, and we tied. How important is this game? And I'm going to start with El Jefe, man. How are you feeling? How important is this game? And what's the keys to victory?
I will say going into the last game against Washington, I was a little bit worried because I think they do have a better roster. We haven't been playing our best football. But I was proud of the way the Giants played. Like, they showed up. And I remember saying to my friend TK, I was watching the game with, it was some like early fourth quarter. And I was like, you know what? The Giants came up. They showed up tonight. Like, we are in this game. We have every chance to win this game. So, like, I felt like that towards the end of the Washington game. Rough outing on Sunday. So, Giants are going into this with no momentum and no confidence and no mojo. Washington has had 2 weeks off to study us even more. See what Philly did against us. Washington's better in the trenches. They competed with Philly in the trenches, which is making me nervous too. So I think Washington has an obvious edge in this game. Now they're home. It's Sunday Night Football. They've got their crowd. I'm not feeling overconfident because I don't know what we have offensively. Saquon hasn't been himself in a very long time. Even Darius Slayton is not. I think he had 2 catches last game, if I'm not mistaken. So we're not getting any offense. And that's making it very difficult for me to feel confident. Crazy. But if the Giants win, which we need to talk about after this,
absolutely,
it's going to be a grind out end of the fourth quarter heart attack kind of win. Giants are not running away from anybody, but if they can hang in the game and find some things that work, we can pull it out in the end. And if we do, that changes the rest of the season. If this is a loss, not good, because Detroit is fucking rolling right now, and they're coming for a wild card. So the Giants have to win this if you want any pulse on this season. Obviously, it's about the next couple of years. But this season specifically, you need a win to be alive. If you don't win, it is sayonara to this season, in my opinion.
I agree. Speed.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen. We talked about silver linings. The other silver lining is throughout that debacle on last Sunday, we kind of stayed healthy for the most part. You rested Saquon. It was almost like a bye week for him. So you hope that you get Bredesen back. You hope you get Izudu back. You hope you get Leo Williams back. And most importantly, you hope you get Adoree Jackson back, because they need Adoree to shut down or at least contain McLaurin. If they could do that, I feel really good about their chances. Right now, I still think that these teams are really freaking even, man. They should have had them. They had countless chances to end them at Giants MetLife. I think the same chances will be there. Thibodeau and Ojulari got after Heineke. So I think we win. I think it's a rally to troops time. It's like backs against the wall. Like, leave it all on the field. I think we squeak out a 3-point win here. But like Jeff said, if we don't, season's over, man. Like this is it. I don't see 2 more wins the rest of the schedule. So gotta have it win. I think they do it. Daniel Jones finally wins his first primetime game. Mark it down.
I have to piggyback and I'll make this quick for you guys. I don't have a prediction. This team is evenly matched. This team, I'm afraid of the Washington Commanders, man. I'm shook. I don't know what to expect from them because these guys are just not.
Respect them.
Yeah, we respect them, man. These guys are gonna come in and play their hearts out, and the Giants just need to come in and play their hearts out. And may the best man win. I don't have a prediction. That's all I'm gonna say pertaining to this game. But guys, we're gonna wrap up the show. But I would say this, man. We are exactly 1 lost in the if the Giants win challenge, but we still got to continue. So if the Giants win challenge, we will release some little kid photos of us in some crazy, nice, hopefully cool, awkward positions where it's funny for you guys. But I understand this is a big game, but I'm gonna release some little kid photos if the Giants win, and I got a feeling we're gonna be releasing.
Eli, just to clarify, we're not just releasing little kid photos and positions. It's us as children.
Pause.
It's our. I just felt like some clarification would be helpful here for the folks.
Not posing. We're gonna release a childhood photo. So
if Giants win, we'll be okay. Let's not, guys. I mean, I just wanted to.
The pedophiles
edit. We're not. Well, at least we're not live. I'll edit this.
Whoa. So, guys, thank you for watching New York Revival. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Share this content, guys. And of course, man, we're going to get up to you guys next week, man. And don't forget to get your New York Revival apparel. We are taking all pre-orders now. And thank you guys for everyone that supported. Very overwhelming. But on behalf of Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's Spee if you nasty now.
Hey.
And my brother El Jefe, a.k.a. White Jersey, a.k.a. Blue Jersey, a.k.a. Damn Daniel. And your boy Eli Rax, a.k.a. Vibes. And thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us. New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. You have a good night. Peace and blessings.
The chat was fire tonight. Thank you, guys.
Get out.